Number 8, what's the most important things to start teaching my kids, this question obviously from Mac, about being sentinels themselves or, more aware?
They're one and the same. That's the answer. Teach him to
Right.
be more aware. That is being sentinel. I mean, that's what a sentinel does. He's aware. He's on guard, on watch out. He's got 100% security and he's looking around. So when my kiddies were little, see, little kids love it. It's like a game for them. And they loved the fact that I would test them on stuff. For
Right.
instance, I always use Walmart parking lot, the epicenter for disaster planning is
Yeah.
my kind of, yeah, always use that one. So we pull into the Walmart parking lot and I'd say, look around, see where we're parked. And I'm talking, they were, let's say between 6 and 8 to 8 and 10. When they were that age, they were into this stuff. And then when we get out of the car, I would say heads on a swivel
Yep.
and they'd look around, left and right. And then we'd get to the door of the Walmart and I'd say, look back to see where our car is. Yep, I see it. All right, good. When we go into the Walmart, I love using the Walmart as like an analogy or the epicenter there.
Right.
But it'll fit for any venue. When we get into the guts, I would say, okay, this is where, if we separate, this is where we're going to meet. You get into it. So what those are they're en route rally points, military
Right.
terms. So we get to another point deeper into the guts. If we get separated, this is where we'll meet, and there's a structure or a big case of rubber balls or whatever it is,
Right.
something recognizable. And further into the guts, I'd say, hey, if we got in trouble right now, how would we get out of here? Where is an emergency exit? And they'd snap their heads left and right. And they'd say, oh, there's an emergency exit right there.
Right.
It's awesome. And then I test them even further. If this is a tough one, let's say you're in Walmart. If we needed to go out of that emergency door, which direction, left or right, would we have to turn to get to our car?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that and like James was on it. Boom. We'd have to go right. I was like, bingo. Yeah, perfect. He'd always be on that stuff. And then another one, as we're checking out and we leave, I'll say something like, what was the girl's name who was working the cash register? Because they wear name tags.
Right.
And I don't know, but the next time we did it, they were looking at all that stuff. There's
Yeah.
an emergency exit.
It's kind of a
Her name was
intelligence training.
Yeah, it's like Kim's game, sort of,
Yeah.
So for them, it was fun. It wasn't a chore. I wasn't, I didn't have them on a short leash. I wasn't telling them they have to do this stuff. They didn't even know why they were doing it. It was a game and they liked doing it, but it was making them more situationally aware. And it became habit after that. When we go, like, one of the places that scared me was like the North Carolina State Fair when they were little kids,
Yeah.
because there's so many people, there's so many noises, and their heads are just going back and forth looking at all the candied apples and the rides and the pigs and all that stuff. And it's easy to get separated in a place like that. But we had made that a way of life. So they became more situationally aware. And there were certain rules, like in the Sentinel book, I would say, hey, if we get separated, and I'd give them a safe pocket. They'd have my business card in their back pocket. If we
Right.
get separated, find a policeman or a guard, somebody in uniform. If not, find a mom. I would tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
That's
yeah.
great. That's
Well,
good.
because a mom is going to take care of a kid.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter if it's hers or not. She's going to take care of that kid.
Right.
Find a mom, because that mom's going to become Mama Bear real freaking quick.
Thank
She's going
God
to
for
guard.
moms, bro.
She is going to guard that kid like her own. But yeah, so that you answered the question with your question.
That's
Yep.
great.
Make it more aware. That's how you become a sentinel. So more than anything, when people ask, hey, I need to get up my sentinel skills, they're thinking shooting and fighting. I'm thinking number one is that being aware,
Awareness, yeah.
situational awareness. That's number one. Number one.
Right.
Awareness of your surroundings and your understanding of you being in it.
Right.